Hello and good morning to all. Welcome to your computer class. Well, it is the sixth part of our second chapter, Internet Services and Multimedia Technologies. In this part, we have to discuss about some remaining web services and then we have to discuss some important concepts also. Now let's begin. The notes of this class you have to copy from this video only. You will not get any PDF or any special sheet in the WhatsApp group. So with the end of every slide, you have to pause the video and you have to note down the things. Or you can also take the screenshots of this video and then later on you can complete your work. Now let's begin. In the previous class, we have discussed about the term web services. As I have told you earlier, web services are the services or the applications which are available through or via internet. Fine. These are the various applications or services which we are using these days, and we are doing most of our works by using these services. Well, some of these services are chat, email, video conferencing, social networking, e-learning, e-banking, e-shopping and e-reservation. Fine. So in the previous class we have discussed till this e-banking. Today we have to discuss about e-shopping, e-reservation and e-governance. Fine. Now let's begin. Our first topic of the day is e-shopping. Well, nowadays this e-shopping is one of the most important service for us. Well, in this pandemic also, most of you are sitting in your home and you are purchasing some food items and some daily essentials from your home by using some e-shopping facilities. Whether you are using Flipkart or Amazon, in most of these websites we can use this e-shopping facility and then we can purchase our daily essential goods very easily from the ease of our home. So this e-shopping or this online shopping is the process of buying goods and services from merchants who sell on internet. Shoppers can visit web stores from the comfort of their home as they sit in front of the computer. Fine, this e-shopping is just like that traditional shopping, but the best thing is that in this we don't have to move from one shop to another. We just have to open a new website in our PC. Fine, we just have to switch between various websites to check the various options, offers and prices. Consumer can buy a variety of items from online stores. Sometimes there are some products which are not available in local market. So we can also purchase these products from this online market or this online store. People can purchase just about anything from companies that provide us products online. We can buy book, clothing, household appliances, toys, hardware, software or health insurance product and some other products, or we can say that we can purchase approx hundreds or thousands of products by using these online stores. And this process of e-shopping is very easy for anyone. The best thing about this e-shopping is that it saves our lot of resources, our efforts, and it also gives us the things that we wanted to purchase. Well, it has some advantages and some disadvantages also. So now we have to discuss about all the advantages and disadvantages. So first we will read all these advantages, then we have to read all these disadvantages. The first advantage is convenience. The best thing is that because we are purchasing the things from the ease of our home, so it means we don't have to move from shop to shop. We can easily search our products from a simple web portal by just searching about that product from the search bar. Fine, it is mostly good for those people who just don't want to go out, or it is good for the old people also. Next is better prices. Generally in these online shops or in these online stores, we get a bit of discount in compared to the local market. And sometimes in some festive seasons or in some sale season, we can also get some extra discount over the products. More variety. It can provide you a various varieties over a simple product range. We can also send that product that we are purchasing as a gift also. Next is more control. We can also get so many controls over that, like how you want to receive, which payment mode you want to use, in which address you want to ship your product and so many other things. Easy price comparison. We can also compare the price of various websites easily in just a single click. No crowd. Well, just like the traditional shopping, we don't have to stand in long waiting queues. Fine. We don't have to wait for our turn we can easily search or look for our product as per our wish, and then we can also purchase it. No sales pressure. Well, there is no pressure on the salesman also. Fine. So it means the salesman will only upload his goods or services on the website, and then from there customers can easily purchase them or review them. Next is access to the used or damaged good. We can also purchase the used products by using some websites like OLX and Quicker. Next is privacy for discreet purchases. Fine. We can also keep our information private when you are not purchasing anything, when you are just looking for something, and for some essential products, for some discrete products, we can also keep our privacy discreet. Next, there are some disadvantages also. The first disadvantage is negative environmental impact on the impact of picking and packaging, and negative environmental impact of packaging and gas. Well, for the packaging of these goods and products, we are using plastic material, and for the transportation, we are using some vehicles which are using gas. You might have found that whenever we receive any packet, inside that packet we have a bag which is filled of some gas. Fine. That gas is generally used to prevent our packages from getting destroyed in the transportation. So that gas is not also good for our environment. Next is shipping problem or delays. Sometimes due to some scenarios like in this pandemic of coronavirus or this COVID-19, you might have felt that some of our products that we have purchased earlier, these are not shipped till now. Fine. So there are some possibilities that your product will not come to you in the time, or sometimes just because of some technical issues, your product can be dispatched to some wrong address also. Risk of fraud, less contact with your community. Well, generally when we buy something online, we just look into the site, we just look into the reviews, and we purchase that thing. It means we are not communicating or contacting with our community. Sometimes we also spend too much when we are purchasing things online. Fine. Well, the problem is with the return process. The return process is sometimes very complicated, sometimes it's very easy also. Sometimes in some websites the returns are not allowed. So we have to be very specific about our purchases. The biggest problem is that sometimes we can also receive some wrong packages. So we are not sure about our things, that what we are getting and what we have ordered. This environment of online shopping is unfriendly, scammy or complicated. And there are so many websites also available in the internet which are scam sites or some phishing sites. Next is no sales assistance. Well, generally when we purchase something online, we are just doing on our own. So there is nobody who will guide you. You just have to purchase everything by your own. No support for local retailers. Well, generally this online shopping is for the wholesalers, it is not for the retailers. So it is not effective for the retailers. Next we have e-reservation. Just like online shopping, e-reservation is also one of the most demanding service these days. These days, whether you are traveling to a place, you are visiting a particular place, or you are going somewhere, we all use this e-reservation process. Well, nowadays we are booking tickets online. We are booking the rooms online. Even we are booking some movie shows, some theatre shows online. So it is termed as e-reservation. Fine. E-reservation or online reservation is the process of determining availability of tickets or rooms online and making reservation through electronic means via internet. These days you need not to personally go to an office or a counter to book, reserve railway or airway tickets, hotel rooms, tourist packages, etc. All this can be done in just a single click by using this e-reservation service. We have so many websites like Make My Trip, GoIbibo, and some other sites from where we can easily make all these e-reservations. It has some advantages and some disadvantages. The first is it works 24/7. It means you can perform this e-reservation at any time as per your wish. Next is it's a very simple and a very speedy process. So it means you just have to click, you have to fill some form, and that's it. Next is automated payment. You don't have to pay this thing by cash. You just have to click on your pay button. You have to use your card details, and that's it. Automates reminders through emails and SMS. Whenever we book something online, we get the reminders and SMSs regularly so that we can use that particular service. also stores our history so that we can track our previous records. It allows marketing automation or sync with external marketing tools. Next, synchronizes with your staff or your own Google Calendar. Well, we can easily link our Google Calendars with these services to make a record of our reservations. Allows creating personalized booking forms with custom fields. So these were some advantages. Next, we have some disadvantages. Well, the biggest problem with this e-reservation is that it's a virtual activity. It means it will not give you a human-like feel where you can talk to a person and you can consult with him. Next, it provides limited options. Well, it will not consult you, it will not guide you, it will just simply show you the options which are available over there. So it's only up to you. Next is, sometimes it's not good for some target audience. If we are talking about those who are not good in the technology, or those who don't have these smartphones or computers or the laptops, for them this e-reservation is nothing. It's just a useless process. Services can't be booked or paid without using a phone or computer. Fine. It means if in case you want to use the e-reservation, you must have a phone or a computer or a internet connection working. Without this, you cannot do this e-reservation thing. Next we have, in case when the automated banking system is just one part of the available booking gateways, overlapping bookings are possible. Fine. Sometimes the overlapping in the booking is possible, which can be a big problem for you also and for that person who's providing you this service. After this e-reservation, our next web service is e-governance. E-governance is electronic governance or online government system where government can communicate with individuals, government and other market regulators to maintain its functionality. Well, through this e-governance process, government can communicate with the citizens of a nation. It can also communicate with the governments of some other countries, and it can also communicate with the employees and market regulators who are producing goods and products for the government. So, e-government or e-governance is the application of ICT, that is information and communication technology, for delivering government services, exchanging of information, communication transaction, integration of various standalone systems between government to citizen, government to business, government to government, government to employees, as well as back office processes and interactions within the entire government framework. It means with the help of this e-governance, there can be a communication between government to citizens, like we have some programs on our television that we are able to see. Fine. We have a PMO India app that we can use. We have a PIB website that we can use. Fine. So there are so many web portals available to us through which we can communicate with the government, through which we can look for the schemes of the government, and through which we can easily get to know that what government is doing in the real time. Though e-governance or government services are made available to the citizens in a convenient, efficient and transparent manner. Fine. So the three main target groups that can be distinguished in the governance concept are government, citizens and businesses. So generally this e-governance process is working for the government, citizens and business holders. Fine. In e-governance there is no distinct boundaries. Fine. It means there is no active boundary which will bound you from getting access to this information. Next we have e-groups. Well, till now we have discussed about some major services where either we were purchasing something or we were getting some knowledge from the internet. Now there is a communication activity that we can also do. We can use this e-group facility to communicate with other individuals around the world. Fine. So this e-group or electronic group refers to an online community where people can discuss on a particular topic or interest. A message posted in such a discussion is known as a post. Fine. So it means whatever we type in a group is termed as a post, and we can see all these posts in that particular page. And the best thing is that whenever the author is writing something in a group, that post can be shared with the members of that group instantly. And that's why we are using this e-group mostly in our daily life. So these were some basic topics that we have discussed in this chapter. There's a homework for you all. You have to search and find the advantages, disadvantages and uses of these applications or these web services, and then in the next class we have to discuss about one more important term. So thanks for watching. Complete your work on time and keep learning. So stay healthy, stay safe, keep learning and keep supporting.